Good morning, fellow Gambians. Good afternoon to some. We are just recording an early morning video. Hopefully, some will watch it later. Before we start work, we might as well do something because the times are very busy at the moment for us to have enough time to say something tangible to our people. Fellow Gambians, this short video will be directed to our very hardworking Gambian civil servants and the Gambian security. The Gambian civil service has been established since colonial days and is one of the most well-organized institutions in the country. The Gambian civil service has a history of producing very competent, able-bodied men and women who have sacrificed throughout this national short history since the days of independence to provide many services to our people that has kept us going. Even amidst this dictatorship, the reason why the country is still afloat, meaning the Gambia has still not sunk to the bottom of the sea, is because of the civil servants. The Gambian civil service or Gambian civil servants have continued to work hard, even throughout the assault on them. Our message to them now is that we know quite a lot of the civil servants don't vote for Yaya Jammeh, quite a lot of them. However, what they have failed to do is to talk to their families in a more intelligent way. The Gambian civil servants need to sit their families down, their wives, their mothers, their uncles, their extended family. They need to talk to them and talk to them intelligently in a way that will give the entire family a greater and a bigger understanding that being a civil servant doesn't mean you belong to APRC. Being a civil servant doesn't mean you are voting for Yaya Jammeh. And I've seen university lecturers, I've seen top civil servants, I've seen lower ranking civil servants, most of whom do not discuss politics with their families. And this has been Yaya Jammeh's biggest strength. Because in the Gambia, it's a close-knit society, it's a close-knit community. Once somebody is employed in the civil service, the entire ordinary people think that, well, he's employed by the president or he's employed by that political party. There are people in that civil service who have been in government since Yaya Jammeh was 10 years old, since he was 12 years old, since he was 20 years old. So most of those people were in the civil service well before the APRC came into existence in 1996. But our ordinary people in the Combos, ordinary people in Sekunda, the ordinary people in Fonyi, in Badibu, in Nyomi, in Kiang, in Jara, in Nyamina, and in many, many other places don't know anything about this setup. They think that, you know, once you are a civil servant, it is a favor from the government. It's a favor from Yaya Jammeh. And Yaya Jammeh has, in effect, took advantage of that. Now, if we need to rely on our educated brothers and sisters for them to explain politics to the people, if those educated brothers and sisters themselves are forced to wear Yaya Jammeh's party colors, his green photo, so obviously the ordinary people are going to think that, well, he supports this president, therefore we should all support him, because people tend to follow the key individual within the family, especially if you are in a position of government. So in previous elections, a lot of civil servants state that they didn't vote for President Jammeh. But we have seen their families all over Combo walking around in APRC shirt. Why? Because my brother is working for the civil service, or my sister is working in the civil service. So the civil servants now need to make use of their knowledge. They should make use of their broader understanding of global politics. Our very close door neighbor, the reason I keep going to Senegal is to explain that you don't have to go far to see an example where the civil servants are neutral, they do not involve in politics, and nobody can force them to get involved in politics. So in the Gambia that is happening. Then if the civil servants don't want to be forced like Yaya Jammeh did yesterday, because yesterday we got so many calls from civil servants, very disgruntled, very unhappy that they have been forced to go, run around, stand outside the election house for nearly 1 hour for no good reason whatsoever. They were forced to even be distributing Yaya Jammeh's, T-shirts. What for? You know, so they are meant to be sitting in their offices, meant to be working as teachers, school teachers, or nurses, or whatever professions they are in. So it is our job now, the online radios, it is our job now, the entire Gambian fraternity, to speak directly to our civil service brothers, to talk to their families. You don't have to be talking about it loudly. Sit in your house, call your mom in the villages, call your aunties, say, look, it doesn't mean that I work for the government that I support this man. This government, this civil service institution is an independent institution from the politics. We are here, whether it's Yaya Jammeh, whether it's Adama Barrow, or whether it's Sadauda Jawara. We are here well before Yaya Jammeh. Okay, so you give them example. So vote with your conscience that we are voting for somebody who will bring tangible development, not just development by name, not just superficial development that he is bragging about, that are not having any impact on the lives of ordinary Gambians. So the Gambian civil servants, the Gambian security forces, yesterday a lot of the police and the paramilitaries could be heard from some of the audios we have complaining that what they were told to do yesterday was supposed to be the job of ordinary APRC supporters, but there was none. In fact, the bulk of the people that were shipped there were from either Fonyi or Zigansor, because there was a big long van from Zigansor bringing people to just come and attend that nomination. So it was an utter failure, but they used our civil service machine and the security machine to come and force them to come out. Yesterday, I was speaking to a civil servant who says that in the last 2011 elections, he was seen in Badibu, being given a batch of T-shirts to distribute. And after they went, he called his family in Badibu to tell them, I am not, don't just see me distributing this T-shirt. I don't support this man. And they were shocked. They said, well, we vote for him because we thought that, you work for the government and we see you distributing the T-shirts. So Yaya Jammeh plays a lot of mind games. So it is the job of Gambian analysts, those who are writing on Facebook, those who are speaking on radios, to understand that we are dealing with somebody who is a master of mind games. Now, even today, this morning, the update we have is that his threats, is now trying to make some people move away from the towns to go back to the villages. What for? How can Gambians for 20 years, for 22 years, we've been dealing with somebody who's been playing mind games, and the same mind games work on people? So really, this is deliberate, I think. Why would people be in diaspora calling their families, it's not safe because there may be violence, go back to the village. And that person has a voter's card. So it means you are denying people the right to vote. You are sitting comfortably wherever you are, and you are telling people to go back. Yaya Jammeh crazy. Yaya Jammeh crazy to start any conflict in the Gambia. He has more to lose than your moms in Serekunda and Banjul, than my mom in Serekunda, or our people there. He has taken everything as his personal property. Do people think that man is mad enough to go and start indiscriminate firing and killing and shooting people? He's not crazy. Blaise Compaoré ruled for 26 years in Burkina Faso. Okay, when he know that the people are ready for change, what did he do? He ran away. Because he was thinking about the money I've put outside. He was thinking about what can I get outside? How can I enjoy what I've put out? The same mindset is what Yaya Jammeh has already shipped. He has already packed a lot of things from State House since a month ago. Packed them in boxes. Because he knows he's going to be exiting. He knows his time is up. So it is for Gambians in diaspora to stop being selfish. To be honest, brothers and sisters, this is selfishness of the highest order. How can you be trying to tell your people who has voters card to vote in Bundung, in Talinding, in Laming, in Latrekunda, it's not going to be safe because if you lose, it's going to be this. So go. So you are denying people that vote before they are casted. There are going to be international observers. There's going to be the AU, the ECOWAS, the EU people, the UN people, everybody. And there's going to be a united opposition. Do Gambians think Yahya Jammeh is crazy? Just because he sits and talk big? Just because he sits and threaten us? So please, let us be wise. Let us not deny our country the change that everybody is yearning for. Do not threaten your family whilst in Italy or in Spain or in France, in America, in England, in Europe, in Africa. Don't threaten them. There's going to be nothing. Yahya Jammeh has more to lose than you and I, than our mothers and sisters and brothers, innocent people. He has more to lose. He has confiscated more lands in the Combos than anybody in history, even the colonial masters. So he has all of that to lose. So do you think Yahya Jammeh is going to start war? He's going to start killing people? Okay? He has created more problems all over the country for him to sit in that country and start any civil war. Let's understand that he is playing with our minds. Dictators are masters of manipulations. They are masters of mind games. This is why the security budget of the Gambia is over 35%. The NIA, the army, the police, the paramilitary, okay, the customs, and the state house budget, if you put it, you take it out of the Gambia budget, that is over 35%. Why? Because to control our minds, to manipulate our way of thinking, to put fear, and then that fear makes us, be apprehensive and disarm ourselves. So this is an intelligence game. Let the civil servants, let the ordinary Gambians stop being afraid for nothing. Yes, they may pick up a GRTS director, they may pick up 1 or 2 persons here, but it's not going to be in a colossal scale for people to start telling their families, go back to the villages. What kind of nonsense talk is that? Let us be brave, talk to our families to remain where they are, to stay put, and to go out and vote. And finally, let the civil servants be smart, of all shapes and sizes, whether you are a teacher, whether you are office worker, whether you are a police officer, whatever roles you are. And our brave brothers in the army, please, our brave brothers in the police, in the paramilitary, this is our collective task to free you from this humiliation that you have been going through. The army, the Gambian army has been a joke. They have been a Boy Scout. They've been made to be cow herders, gynagos. They've been made to be, cleaning, everything. They've been made into something that we shouldn't be proud of. And we, all of us, need to be proud of our servicemen and women. Because when we are sleeping, when our moms and dads are sleeping, it is the police officers controlling the traffic. It is them that are stopping thieves on the Combo Coastal Road, on the Talinding Highway, on the Trans-Gambia, everywhere, in Superbar, in Mandina Bar, in Basse, in Bakote, all over. So we need to respect our servicemen and women. But they too need to be clever to understand that they've been disrespected for over 22 years. Their salary is very low, and the average civil service salary is very, very low. Even the director cannot survive. So all of this needs to change with a new united government, a new government that we call the Gambia, a new united shape that will see everybody come on the table. We bring in expert teachers who have been exiled. The amount of teachers, qualified teachers of the First Republic, who are very able teachers, who can teach without looking at a note, they are scattered everywhere. We learned that there are some of these teachers who are now abandoned teaching. They now open small shops just to survive. So we need all of these people back into the profession. The educational system of the Gambia uplifted. Women rights issues become a staple, become to the highest level with the likes of Aissatou Touré and many, many able-bodied women, championing the causes of women, where youth and child rights become central and crucial, where our relationship with the international community can be at the highest level. Most foreign embassies come back to Gambia because they are English speaking instead of being in Senegal or in Ivory Coast. Most NGOs come, give employment to a lot of young Gambian youths instead of risking to the back way and abandoning due to desperation. And finally, Let our people talk to our people in the Combo East and Nyomi and in other areas where they are trying to distribute electric poles to hook wind and blindfold our people. It is your job. If you've been to school, you must have rational understanding to talk to your people that, look, that electric pole, we don't need it. When a new government comes, we will have things far better, far greater. Give them hope. Give your people hope. It is easier for some of us to sit and talk about the human rights, the amount of people Yahya Jammeh has killed. It is easier for us to talk about that, but the average poor person is not interested. What is he interested in? Is he interested in the food on his table? He's interested about some basic facilities. This is why dictatorship can take a bit longer, because they create so vast amount of poverty that the people don't tend to care. Who died? I don't know him. Maybe somebody called Solo Sandeng. Who is he? Well, he's from here. They cannot relate. What can they relate to is their own suffering, their own, poverty. So this is why we need to fight and end this dictatorship. If not, the capacity of understanding of our people will still be very low. And it is the job of some of us who've been to school, who've traveled, to bring that communication and what we see globally, to sort of make sure we end this. So our big brothers in Gambia Civil Service and big sisters, please talk to your families and tell them not to vote for this killer, not to vote for this man who has brought shame and disgrace on our country, on our national flag, on the name of our country. The name Gambia is now soiled. It's a shame all over the world. Nobody respects us, and the level of poverty is increasing. The price of basic food will increase. And talk to your people. Don't scare anybody. Yahya Jammeh is not going to do nothing. He's just going to be bragging, but he will do nothing. Let people stay put and vote and stay in their homes, and make sure when you vote, look around your street corner. If you see any ndongo idling, tell him, my brother, go and vote. This is your right. Go and do it. If they are shipping foreigners in to vote and you sit here without voting, that foreigner, is more patriotic than you. So let's convince everybody to go out and vote. And that chance is the only chance we have. We cannot be neighbors to Senegal. Senegalese youths are saying, Abnen sun karta. Gambian youths are saying, you know what, my vote is not going to make any difference. What is going on? Was the first song out of Senegal on TFM, on Wal Fajr, it is the Gambian girls, boys and girls, who can dance that better than the Senegalese boys and girls. So we are copying Senegal on issues which are very much entertainment, but not on serious issues. This is our anger towards our own youths. Okay, I know the educational system has failed them, but then it is their chances now to get involved and for us to drag them, to the level of understanding that we feel unity can happen, and the strength of our unity will bind us together, and we will defeat this tyranny, this hatred, and this evil that has taken firm roots in our country. So our brothers, let's talk to our civil servants, let's talk to our security, our brave security brothers and sisters. Some of them have been disempowered. The armies, their arms have been taken away from them. What is an army without an arm? What is a soldier who is walking around with an empty barrel of AK-47? He is a watchman. Okay, so most of the Gambian brothers and sisters, we want them to take arms. There is no magazine. There is nothing inside the AK-47. It's just empty barrels. But they have their votes, and the voters card is their AK-47 now. Every Gambian is now armed with an AK-47. That is your voters card, and the bullet is your marble. Go and drop it in the drum of Adama Barrow. Let us have victory. For 3 years, we change every bad laws in that country. For 3 years, we work day and night. Able-bodied diaspora men and girls go home. Not for soul, not for anything, but to sacrifice for that Gambian people. If you are getting paid, salam. If you're not getting paid, do it for your country. Work for your country, for us to create awareness, for us to create consciousness. And this Omar Male, who has just been arrested from Kartong, I did an update on him on our WhatsApp group because he was trying to convince people to APRC. Within few days, he changed, and he's a big pillar. So he has moved a lot of people away from APRC. That's why they are neutralizing him. And there have been many more key APRC people who are now being silent, but they've moved. So let's convince these people. There is no hatred between us and the APRC supporters. We are brothers. They've been misled. Let's bring them on the fold. Let's be very tolerant. Let's be very polite in talking to them. If they have been in mistake, we need their votes. We need it, and we need every single vote for Adama Barrow so that the winning can be very convincing that there will be no talk afterwards. So baringol ngal be kontongal tintungal jeyi a felende doku wato sita bari comme ka diamu na gambe man sakunda doku lali kayitandi la ko imantara yaaja me doku wala nyi man sakunda doku lali kato ke ka diamu la badingol melbe kombo santolto melbe serakunda banjul melbe ndela bolonkono badi bunin kiya nyolto ye diamu e kafu nibe man sakunda doku la manke ko yaaja mele doku dila ke ba dolbe doku wala wolbe doku la man sakunda e janni yaaja me na modol be sojari ala bi wolbe army jani ya jamme fango e coup d'attaque so atante mansa kunda doku wonyinti so mansa kunda doku la le katoke ya fe baadi ngole ko al kana wote ya jamme al wote Adama Barrow wala be kayro natila al wote Adama Barrow nin coalition o mole wala be Gambia be ke kam bakilin fakilin ya jamme al be yalon ne ay fatandile ay nendirol ke ay jolalu nen ay fulolu nen ay mandinkol nen ay mo bene abalo firinta akulu baliyata amang al halo soto ako mbadin christian wol man sembe soto Gambia andum birin watu juma birintel mo na mbadin dol manke muslimeti mbadin dol manke christian tintel bele denta Gambia dol nata ta muslimal dol nata christian yal so kuma nyannam farala nyobala ntel lamu kilinti menga sila memmuta woyaje ko wala silo wala bate sambala alaya alinge tuje nga nyomuta ala fitaka fatam fanso men dun tema atla sembo bi jeel ya jamme kata kungule la komi kal farate makal silandi andu modol felendi kumaste ba fole la mole ko ha seno fitnol be kala ta santoto fitina UN la mol be nala le brefayo jubela le African Union be nala le ECOWAS be nala le atonding AU fan African Union be nala le EU la mol be nala le American la embassy be nala diplomate sol fengo bebe tarala jile woto ya jamme ka carte o sunya tuma jumalam jannale ta carte o faye nimmem fayta bu ka sunya kalu silandi al si sokono kalu kamfande anu Gambian call al kamfa feta back. It's very easy to wound up Gambians to get angry and just leave everything. That is unintelligent. Allah anger, turn it into consciousness, turn your anger into consciousness and go and vote. Demonstrate your anger against Yajame by going to vote for the right person. Ila kamfa kana kamfa ye futi ye while ye display ye si sokono ila kamfa ta ye continue ye kartew fay moye me alon ka nyanta ka campagne boy ta kan bay de ko kamfa da sita sokono ila kamfa na fadu tole yaret andu Gambian ko lun katariya kamfa la bakele nkatariya kamfa la junale nin kamfa da mbukan ke kolon jalba ko yada ka fo la ko ka fiti ka lenka wo mu nyama to yaret alinga katanga diamun na molie anu fonni ko be sirin Italy al be sirin Spain al be sirin America al ko ta fala mole ko asikeno fitino be kala fitina ta kala ya jamme kunko menta gunjur se ko mor futi la jamme ya jamme ya sisle ay je be fensle al tali je jube abe o luslale carton ay gadini baleta carton abe o luslale tanje ay gadini ay kunku baleta tanje abe o luslale kiti kabo kiti kata fo sifo ma fan wala ay kene ba kata wala taje abe o luslale wol bebe saylo kiti ngol male wo gunjuru ngol wo kombon ngol albelan men soto la back nali a manage properly al dingul si muna fan soto yo nyin ding kuru na ta yo be tal bulo kono al modol ka mol kol ka fo ha fitinol be kala skin aleta santoro mole selfishness bula nga selfishness bula useni ñol ni mel bebe soron ni ñana foyti la baadi ngol la fisara wolti nata ko baadi ngol man fisara wolti wol sonta wala wala di mbayal sonta wala la musol sonta wala mun yakeni teta ita fule mo le ko al si ale carte o fay ale si su kono ni ala la ñinin tam menna wala be kala baddankene ya manke kuma kan dammat dankene ya katara sonno mo le kono ni dankene ata yesi ni ala ko be faale la ran kan be faale la ran kan nako kidole be bunna silo kan kidole be bunna silo kan nako be tula balo kono be tula balo kono ite nyanta faala nyaawo nya wumu kusilale timengalo ala yo daytele woto alinga bo jote yala ya jamme kilinga siteleto you will go 6 feet deep father bita nyaadi is he going to go in the space I think he is also going to go 6 feet deep so nata ko mbal badilal birindel wuluta ngatala our grandfathers fatale na father soul dol fatale na grandmother soul they are buried 6 feet deep so ya jamme is going to go 6 feet deep where is ya jamme's father Now for ala nyinin ka jamme, where is your father? A famale, famantara 6 feet deep. Ala grandfather le, famantara 6 feet deep. So why are people afraid of going down 6 feet deep? Muna kendi ya jamme ka memfo. Since 1996, he's been saying 6 feet deep. Yes, some people have been killed, but largely it is not indiscriminate shooting in towns and cities. Aka neutralization, create fear, isolate people, neutralize, arrest them. So alinga kata mansakunda dokula aliye clever, alalla musol sindi, aliyal banyol sindi, al mamanyol, alla kabilo mol ali sindi, kontel mantal nyim mansakunda. Mansakunda dokula al buka vote ya jamme, bari ila bading luka vote ayele. Because wal kamera ko, bayri karibe mansakunda dokulla, woto ajarta entel nga vote mansaye. So manki fahamot. Alinga kata nga namol fahamundi, sojarol nim polisol ayal doyal alki nisi kandalalti alki saji kandalalti alki mburu janilalti ayalu doya lafitala hormo mural kan Gambia la uniformo ndel besi salute allié hanni mallo be traffic kono officer how are you ngalu respect nimoliye la atel security le katal banta traffic control be sungul mutala albe sambala code albe tastasila ali alla banko kan wala ken dal bokke kan bar koriyo kanin silango ayal bula kula manyal bula la kula anata sojarol dolta ye kungulu nyamba ke nyama toti ka bula kay bula mo fala wo be haramutale ay mom al fem bula mo fala fo christian la moyti fo muslim mo la moyti ni harmadi niobo itini alabo konti bo kala woto na badin security al yamfa yayama futo nyinga bang. Listeners, I thank you all of you. It's time for me to go and earn my living. Ngata do ko kuma baraka alama alayal jo alala mol call, telephone power, WhatsApp power, Viber, emo alala mol call. We can do this. Now is the time the battle line has been drawn. Balaja Humpa will today. Balaja Humpa is going on a tour because what they saw yesterday, they know he's lost the country, and they will be going with a huge amount of money. Everybody from up country, from Nyomi to Badibu, pick your phone. Don't go to their meetings. Don't receive them at night, because the Ajame does his destruction at night with money. So if you accept his money, he will abuse you because he knows that you are there for his money. He arrested Modu Sabali because Ajame knows Sabali don't like him. He knows that you cannot be that intelligent and be pretending. He's arrested Fatih. Okay, and he knows that Fatih don't like him. He's going to be arresting a lot of other people. And yesterday he arrested even his own people. So nobody is spared. Al nimbar al badi malai suntu ngal be kontong ngal tentu.